Hey folks, welcome back, Mr. Mitchell here. In this video I'm going to go over some examples showing you how to do percentage uncertainty and combination uncertainties. Now if you haven't already done so, check out my previous video on the theory covering this topic, as that will help you understand what we're about to do. So let's get started. We're going to start with two worked examples on percentage uncertainty. So question 1 says a thermometer gives a reading of 58 degrees Celsius with an uncertainty of plus or minus 0.50 degrees Celsius. Quote these results in the form of A, an absolute uncertainty, and B, a percentage uncertainty. So in absolute form, remember we just take our measurement plus or minus the uncertainty and we put it in brackets. So we've got 58 plus or minus 0.50 degrees Celsius. Now remember, from the theory we have that the percentage uncertainty is equal to the absolute uncertainty divided by the measurement times 100. So when we do this, we get 0.50 divided by the 58 times 100 gives us plus or minus 0.86%. So a relatively small percentage uncertainty there. Question 2, which is a bit more text to it, says a pupil carries out an experiment to find the resistance of an unknown resistor. He uses an analog meter to measure the voltage across it, which he records as 6.2 plus or minus 0.1 volts. He then uses a digital meter to measure the current through the resistor, which he records as 28.55 plus or minus 0.01 milliamps. Calculate the percentage uncertainty in the voltage reading, and then part B says calculate the percentage uncertainty in the current reading. So looking at the voltage reading first of all, to get our percentage uncertainty we need to do the absolute uncertainty over the measurements times 100. So that will be 0.1 divided by 6.2 times 100 gives us plus or minus 1.6%. Now to get the percentage uncertainty in the current reading we do the exact same. We take the 0.01 divided by 28.55 and times 100. So 0.01 over 28.55 times 100 gives us plus or minus 0.035%. And notice that we didn't have to convert from milliamps into amps for both of these numbers, because if we're doing a division with these numbers then the units and therefore the prefixes also cancel out. So next we have combining uncertainties, or otherwise known as combination uncertainties. So we're going to be seeing calculations here where we need to work out the overall uncertainty and a final result. Question 1 says, considering the context of the previous example, calculate the value of the resistance. Well, we write down the stuff we know on the left hand side. We want to find out the resistance. The voltage from the previous question was 6.2 volts and the current from the previous question was 28.55 milliamps. Those were the parts in the brackets, ignoring the uncertainties for now. So we want to firstly convert that 28.55 milliamps into amps, so we get 28.55 times 10 to the minus 3 amps, and then writing down our Ohm's law equation, we have V equals IR, and rearranging for R we have V over I, which gives us 6.2 divided by 28.55 times 10 to the minus 3. And finally we have our answer of 220 ohms, which is stated to two significant figures. Now that is because, remember, the least accurate value in the question was two significant figures, which was the voltage of 6.2 volts. Part B says which quantity gives the largest percentage uncertainty. So remember from the previous question, the biggest uncertainty was in the voltage reading, and it was stated as plus or minus 1.6%. So feel free to rewind the video to check that that is the case. And part C says write down the percentage uncertainty and the resistance. Now the resistance here is the value that we've calculated. So we're going to have to do combination uncertainties here. And remember, the rule for this is that the uncertainty in the final result, or the combined uncertainty, is going to be the biggest percentage uncertainty. So we choose the biggest percentage uncertainty, and we've just answered that in part B, which is the voltage of plus or minus 1.6%. So the percentage uncertainty in the resistance has got to be the largest percentage uncertainty, which is plus or minus 1.6%. Part D says to express the final answer in the form of resistance plus or minus percentage uncertainty. So if we do that, we have our 220 ohms plus or minus 1.6%. And notice how we've not used brackets here, because we've not got the ohms units for the percentage, because a percentage is just a percentage, it's not in ohms. And lastly, in part E, it says express the final answer in the form resistance plus or minus absolute uncertainty with the units of ohms at the end. So this is the part where we have to convert back from percentage uncertainty into the absolute uncertainty. So all we do is we take 1.6% of the 220, and that gives us 0.016 times 220, which is plus or minus 3.5 ohms. So this gives us a final answer of R equals 220 plus or minus 3.5 ohms. And in this case, our uncertainty is stated to two significant figures. Question 2 says, in an experiment to measure the instantaneous speed of a trolley down a slope, the following results are obtained. So we've got the width of the card, or the length of the card it could be known as, which is equal to 10 plus or minus 0.05 centimeters, and time for the card to cut the light gate is 0.20 plus or minus 0.01 seconds. Part A says to find the percentage uncertainty in each of the readings. So remember, the way we do this, looking at the width of the card first of all, percentage uncertainty is the absolute uncertainty divided by the measurement times 100. So we take our 0.05 divided by 10 times 100 and we get plus or minus 0.5%. Now remember, we don't have to convert from centimetres into metres first because the prefixes and the units will just cancel out in this division. Next we have the time, so the percentage uncertainty in the time is equal to absolute uncertainty over the measurement times 100, which is going to be the 0.01 divided by 0.20 times 100, which gives us plus or minus 5%. Part B says calculate the speed of the vehicle, quoting the final answer along with the absolute uncertainty. So we're going to have to do combination uncertainties here. So writing down what we know on the left hand side, V is equal to a question mark, D equals 10 centimetres, which if we convert into metres is 0.10 metres, and time is 0.20 seconds. So we're going to use the classic speed distance time calculation, so D equals Vt, and rearranging for V, we get D over T, and substituting in our numbers, we get 0.10 over 0.20, which is nice and easy as 0.50 metres per second. And we've stated our answer to two significant figures because our time value was two significant figures here. So that's us got the speed, but we're going to have to do combination uncertainties now to get the uncertainty and the speed. The uncertainty and the speed is equal to the largest percentage uncertainty out of the distance and the time uncertainties, which is plus or minus 5%. And then converting back into an absolute uncertainty, we have 5% of 0.50 equals 0.05 times 0.5, which gives us plus or minus 0.025 meters per second. And stating our final result, we have V equals 0.50 plus or minus 0.025 meters per second. Notice again that is to two significant figures. That's all for this video, guys. I hope you found value in it. If you did, give it one of these and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.